Hello dear students, welcome to Devika's Commerce and Management Academy. We are discussing auditing subject in depth. Previous classes we have seen lots of topics. Now related to last class, audit notebook, related to that we are going to discuss another topic related to that. This is audit working papers. You know that audit notebook is maintained by the audit staff. Auditor is not going to do the auditing by himself only. Auditor will be giving instructions, he will be preparing audit program, he will be guiding to the audit staff. Audit staff is going to perform the auditing work, right. So, during that work auditor used to guide the audit staff is going to maintain the audit notebook. In audit notebook main important context like which is useful, which are to be brought into the knowledge of auditor, and where some clarity is required from the staff in the sense accounts department, or some information is required from the accounts department. All such kind of important information used to be noted into the audit notebook by the audit staff. Now coming to the audit working papers, both are different, audit notebook, audit working papers. Audit working papers means, so these papers are prepared by the auditor by himself only. So, this is for his purpose. In future if something arises, if he wants any clarity, if he wants to prove that what he has done everything is going smoothly, and he can use this audit papers as evidence in the court of law also. This is purely prepared by the auditor for himself, not by anyone. Now what is audit papers? What does he prepare in this audit papers means, mainly remember this, he will be writing in the audit papers like files of analysis, summaries during this audit work, comments, main important comments, what he found, comments, and correspondence built up by an auditor. So all important factors he will be writing in this audit papers, audit working papers, right. Now if you see audit working papers, what types of audit working papers are there? Three types of audit working papers are there. Here are three: classification of working papers. First one is permanent file papers, second one audit administrative papers, and third one is audit evidence papers. Okay, first one is permanent, second one is audit administrative papers, third one audit evidence. Able to remember? Now we will discuss the first one, permanent file papers. Permanent file papers means these papers are permanent. When does he maintain this permanent file papers of audit working papers means, whenever auditor is regularly doing auditing in the same company for the many years, then he will be maintaining this file, permanent file. Important documents, everything is filed in that paper, filed in that file specially, because if something happens future, it will be easy for him to refer. So this is a common thing, and we have been doing the auditing work in the same company for the last many years. So anything is required, they can quickly refer this, and if they maintain this permanent file, it will be useful to the audit staff whoever is newly appointed. For them, just give this file and they'll just refer it, and they get an understanding about the organization and how is the organization system, how the accounts are maintained, all these things, entire information they'll get it in quickly without wasting time. So that is why this is prepared by the auditor firstly. If suppose companies are changing many times, only this year I have done, and next year some other company, third year another company, like frequently changing, this is not required. So this is required where auditor is regularly visiting to the same company many years, right. Now permanent file papers, what does he maintain? Main thing is that he gather the information of memorandum of association, MOA, and articles of association, AOA, statutory documents which are necessary important documents of the company, those documents must forever useful, And types of business, how many types of business are there? Entire information about the organization, you can say. Types of business he is doing, means the client's business, and where it is located, place, and authorized officials of the company, and plan of the organization. Enter this second point, this point particularly covers the entire organization structure, how it is designed, who are the responsible officers, and what type of business they are having it, organization structure, everything will come to know. And third one is here, accounting methods. We are focusing on the accounting methods. What type of accounting methods they are following? Suppose a stock system is there, a depreciation system is there, different methods are there. Which method they are following it? Like accounting methods, internal auditing, and internal accounting, sorry. This is internal accounting system. And if they are having an internal auditing, so that system also he has to mention it very clearly, so that getting an understanding about the organization. In the same way, brief history of company. When it is established, who are the directors of the company, how much is the capital of the company, and what kind of products they are producing, how many branches they are having, like brief history of the company, and also its products, what kind of products they are producing it. So this information also he will be filing in this permanent file papers, and also copies of earlier years balance sheets. Earlier year balance sheets also, if he keeps the copies, that would be useful for quick reference in the future. They will come to know how was the company position, now how it is, comparison, getting an understanding, and also link. It is the balance sheet is the link, last year to this year to next year, like every year it will be linking the transactions. That is the reason he will be maintaining the copies of the earlier years balance sheets also. These are all kept it in a file, that is we say it as a permanent file papers. Audit working papers, first one is permanent file papers. Second thing is we say it as a audit administrative papers. Permanent is where the company is regularly audited by the same auditor. Now second one, audit administrative papers. This is related to the current year. Administrative, present year, how the auditing is going to happen, related to the current year, everything information related to the auditing work, that he can kept it in a separate file, separate papers, that is we say it as a audit administrative papers. Okay. Now what does it contains? The first thing is that appointment letter, because it is current year na. Current year means first he will start his work with appointment letter only. So appointment letter, memorandum of association of that current year, and meetings with the management, auditor meetings, and whatever discussed. So those things it will be in this papers. And also audit time, budget. Audit time, how much period I have to do, what is the budget, so that. And also internal control questionnaire. Auditor always has to focus on internal control. If the company is having internal control, then you have to prepare a certain questionnaire, that how it is going on, what are the queries he wanted to raise, how he gets the control over or understanding over the internal control. So related to that he has to prepare a questionnaire. And also internal control flow charts. How is the internal control? You can prepare flow charts according to the information given by the authority members. Okay. And also audit program, current year na. So audit program also he will be preparing. And this audit program is going to follow by the audit staff. This we have already learned in depth, right? And also trial balance of general ledger accounts. From general ledger adjustment accounts, he has to take the trial balance whatever is given. So these are the main important information which he will be filing in the audit working paper. Second type of audit working papers, that is audit administrative paper. Third thing is that audit evidence paper. Audit evidence papers comes when work is completed. When work is completed, important information he has to file it, that working papers. So that we say it as a audit evidence papers. So this is well indexed information, you can say. Total information you will get it, entire information. Well, that is why we say it as a well indexed information, that is audit evidence papers. What is the information available in these papers? First thing is that record of procedures followed. What is the procedure followed? What they have recorded, what they found it. So that one, and also the test performed. How many tests we have performed? Test in the sense auditing. What kind of test we have already proceeded. So that, and also evidence obtained. So during this auditing work, what are the evidences we got it? Means work already completed. Completed work result we are writing here. Evidence obtained and also decisions taken. What decisions we have taken? So these are the main important things which are covering in the audit evidence papers. Am I clear? 3 types of audit working papers we have discussed. One is permanent file papers, audit administrative papers, and third one is that audit evidence papers. Now let us discuss about ownership of working papers. Working papers, audit working papers are prepared by the auditor for himself. Now here the question raises that who is the owner of this audit working papers? There are 2 arguments are there. Client says sometimes this is related to my organization, so audit working papers also belong to me. I am the owner of this audit working papers from his side. Now when it comes to the auditor says that I have done for myself, for my work, for my convenience, like an evidence papers I have prepared it. So I am the owner of the audit working papers. End of the audit work, report is prepared and submitted to the client, that's over, but I am the owner of the audit working papers. This is the argument from the auditor point of view. Now related to this, who is the owner of audit working papers? 2 cases are there. Let us discuss these 2 cases. First case is that, see the spelling? S-O-E-K-O, Soikoinsky. I pronounce it like this, maybe wrong or whatever it may be. Soikoinsky versus Bright, Graham and Company. So this is the first case. In this case, the same thing happened. Client says that audit working papers are mine and auditor says that these working papers are mine. But it was held that auditor prepared this audit papers, that is why auditor is the owner of the audit working papers, not the client. That was declared. This was in the year 1938. Later there was another case. That case is Chantry Martin versus Chantry Martin and Co means company. Chantry Martin and Company versus Martin. So this is in the year of 1953. So in this case also the same question arises, but remember that in this case the audit working papers are prepared by the accountant, not the auditor. If auditor is preparing working papers, then auditor is the owner, that we have already seen in the previous case. Now in this case accountant has prepared audit working papers. When it has come to the ownership, the court held that as the accountant has prepared working papers, accountant is under the client. Client has appointed a accountant, so these papers belongs to the client only, not the auditor, because when auditor prepared here, auditor is the owner, but here accountant prepared. Accountant is under the management. Management is giving the salaries. Under management he is working, not for personal. Accountant cannot claim that these are my papers I have prepared. So that is why in the second case it has held that as the accountant has prepared this auditing papers, so the owner is client, not the auditor. Generally when auditor is preparing papers, he is the owner. That's it. Got an understanding about audit working papers? Take a screenshot or note down. Going in depth of auditing subject, right? Interesting? Want to become an auditor? At least you can do auditing work under the auditor or as an audit staff. Even in banks and big organizations, no need of chartered accountancy qualification. Anyone can do auditing. That is called as internal auditing. So there it will be useful, all this knowledge, not only examination point of view. The coming classes will discuss more. Stay connected, check out the playlist or description box, and the playlists are many subjects already prepared. Everything is free of cost to all the students. Please use it, forward it to all the students, use it and get the good marks. Study throughout the year and revise before exams. Follow this funda, you will be the topper. Trust me, and wish you good luck. See you in the next class.